Hey everybody, it's Andrew from Collective Intelligence. This is episode number 11 of making a track from start to finish. We're getting very close to being finished. This is the beginning of the mix phase, so everything is frozen and turned into audio. And now we're working on mixing everything to the volume of the kick, right? So I'm going to go ahead and play this section where we've just got the clap and the kick playing, and I'll just make sure that everything's sort of still balanced to my ear now. The more you keep listening to what you've done, the more your ear gets used to hearing it, and you may lose perspective of whether something's too loud or too quiet. So we'll just quickly have a listen. Okay, to my ear right now, that's still sounding okay. So what should we bring in next? We've got a shaker here. I think it would be appropriate to set the volume of the shaker and then also make sure that we've got it maybe panning or something interesting. And now I can't remember whether we've maybe done that in previous episodes. So if we start bringing it up, okay, yeah, it looks like it's already panned because you can see that the waveform is moving from side to side here. So let's go ahead and bring it up in volume. I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm going to slowly bring it up and I'm going to sit it where I think is appropriate. It really doesn't need to be loud. That's present to me. So it's really quiet. Kind of just want it sitting there. I think somewhere around there is good, right? And now that I open my eyes, I see I have it almost exactly where I had it before, so that seems right to me. So it's already being panned. We could try putting a stereo effect on it, something like a flanger. Let's just see whether that makes an interesting sound effect on it. Let's find a flanger. So pop it on there. All right. So at the moment, it makes it sound a bit weird. Bring the dry wet down. That's pretty cool. Maybe we could keep that on, but it's not necessary to the overall sound. It's interesting to try stuff like that out. Try, not a corpus, I want a chorus. You know, even that is, the effect is going to be so subtle that for right now, we don't really need to be worried about these really, really subtle differences. So next we've got percussion here. Okay, so what's that? Let's bring that up slowly. Again, close my eyes. Don't want to be looking at the value of numbers because that can mess with my head, and the mix is all about how everything's balanced. So it would be great if I had some sort of fader that I could just grab and assign, you know, like that would be really cool, but I'm using the mouse, so the old cowbell. I want this to be, you know, quite present, so somewhere around there I think is good. And this is not panning. I think I want this to pan. So let's go ahead and get an auto panner. Make the amount maybe around like 50%. And we'll pan it fairly slowly. Even slower. Yeah, so it's moving out here. Now it's moving back. Cool, so it's just got some subtle movement in the stereo field. Now, to me right now, like, none of these sounds need any sort of EQ or compression or anything, and that compressor's on there, but it's not doing anything right now. We'll turn that off. Now, what we could do is we could group these two together, right? Group them, say perks, and every time the clap triggers, we could have them push these guys out of the way. And we'll do that with a compressor. So do that with sidechain. So sidechain compression is secondary use of a compressor. Primary use is for using it as a direct, compressing that sound directly. Now, what do we want? We want the clap layer 1. So whenever the clap layer 1 plays, we want it to push the volume of these perk group out of the way, right? So you can see that here, whenever the clap plays, you see it, right? Pull that down. We get gain reduction. So that is reducing the volume of these guys, essentially pushing them out of the way. And if we make that longer, it affects how long it takes for the volume to go back to full volume as it's getting dipped down, right? And the gain reduction is dictating how much volume is getting pushed out of the way. But to me, to my ear, that sounds pretty cool. It's pushing it out of the way and then it's just letting it back. Great. All right, I think that's all the layers of our kit. I'm not sure what this drums is here. What am I doing with that? If I delete that, yeah, okay. I'm not sure whether I had something else on there, but that's it. Okay, what can we move on to next? We've got a whole bunch of leads and stuff here. Then we got all of these effects and whatnot. Okay. We could bring in the basses as well. What should we do next? Let's bring the bass in. Cool. Right, so I'm going to bring this up. Now, I'm going to probably have these much louder than what I had them in the original track, right? So, and I think I need to control the volume of all these together. So instead of using the volume down here, what I might do is I might set all these to 0. So this is going to be a slightly different way of doing things. Cool. And I'm going to pull down the ones on the side to be slightly quieter. Okay, and we're going to get an EQ to start, and we're just going to make sure that we're going to do a couple things. We need to do a whole heap of things, right? So we need a compressor, and that compressor is also going to be side chaining, right? So it's going to be pushing these sounds out of the way whenever the kick drum plays in this case, right? So the kick, we can just have it from one of these kicks if we want. This one's more of a... That's more of a precise stab. So that might be better as the side chain trigger. So if we do that, yeah, right. So we're pulling that down, right? So we can hear when we're listening. It's getting pushed out of the way, right? If we turn that up, it's more dramatic. And here we can control how long it takes to go back to normal. We probably want it fairly quickly. Right. We can play with that a bit more. What we'll do is we'll get an EQ8 next. Right, now we've got this playing fairly low, right? And we know that we've got a sub bass. So what we might do is we might roll that off just to control that a little bit. And then we're going to automate this. So turn that on. Okay. So when the sub bass comes in, we're going to suck more out of here, right? We're going to come up maybe to 300. And we're just going to have... So here... It's got the bottom, and you would need some headphones or something with good low end to really hear that. But there's a lot of bass presence here, and then it comes out, right, when the bass comes in. So, cool. Now this sub bass. Now sub is going to be difficult. Right, so that's way too loud. So pull it down. Oh, that sounds appropriate. Maybe it's not going to be as hard as we thought. Put the compressor on it, and again, we're going to take that from the kick. All right, so the kick is going to be pumping the bass. So if we solo the bass, it's getting cut into whenever the kick plays, right? It's moving the bass out of the way so that we get the kick very clearly. So that's quite aggressive. The attack is going to make it click if we do it too fast. But you may not hear that click because the kick is technically sort of covering it up. But it is there. Cool. All right. So let's have a listen to this just quickly through here. Now we'll double check this on my monitors as well, just to make sure that what I'm doing is, appropriate. Okay, I think the volume of that sub bass is actually all right. In the headphones at least. Now, what can we do with this to spice it up? I feel like it's a bit boring. Now, we got a delay here. What's this delay doing? Could we send this to a delay? That's pretty cool. That's better. But I don't like what it's actually doing. The delay doesn't sound good, but we can put a delay on it, right? So I want to, control it a bit more. So we want, because it's on a sender, it can be 100% of the signal going to it, because we don't want the original sound coming through. Put the feedback up. I want more delay. Like, I want the delay to play longer. Yes, sweet. All right. And we can maybe reverb it a bit as well. There's a long reverb. Let's put it all through. That's not bad. We're just gonna cut the reverb. So this is on the reverb on the send, and we do not want too much bottom coming through on that. In fact, we don't want bottom coming through at all. And on the top, I'm gonna cut it. So I'm gonna control this reverb with an EQ. Cool. Cool, that spices that sound up a lot. Now, what we could do as well is we can try one more thing. I want to try and see whether, before we were trying the chorus on the other sound, how does it sound on this? Flange out. That's pretty cool. Maybe we'll just put a real fine amount of that. Right, so it's quite a trippy sort of sound. And maybe we can boost some of the presence around here of that bass sound. Mad. Mad is what I say to that. Now, did we end up using the side bass? Huh. That's going to be rude. Don't remember that. Okay, we're not going to mix that right now, but okay. So everything's still sitting nicely. Cool. Yeah. Sweet. So let's bring the ARP in. What are we? We're at 16 minutes. Let's keep going. We've got some clicking happening in here. Ooh, ugly. Not good. Too loud. Put some delay on it. It's not bad. This is gonna need a fair bit of work though, and that popping and clicking, real bad, real bad. We would ideally we would fix that. You'd we at this point would have to go on a micro editor and take it out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it around there. And I think I want to put a bit of presence here. And we're gonna have to put a different delay on it. That one's not quite right for it. Neither of those reverbs seem quite right. We'll come back to the reverb on that. We might come to this up, bring it up. Yeah. So, too loud. Okay, I'm happy with that volume. What I'll do, grab a utility, and we can control the pan here, and we'll pan it as it plays. So here we'll start and we'll move out to the right. Maybe not all the way to the right? So maybe. And then here we'll go all the way to the other side. Sweet, so we just, yeah, sweet, that works really nicely. In fact, we should start 30. So we're starting 30 to the left, and then we're panning 30 to the right. And then we're going back again. And I think that sounds good. So if we take that and we duplicate it across and let it play. It's moving across. And when we put the delay back on that, we'll sound lush. Cool, what have we got here? We got another ARP. Okay, so what do we have? So this one, we can, now this one, we won't pan this one because it's already going from side to side because it's ping pong. Now delay. Do we just have clean delay? Dotted quarter note. Let's go for a dotted quarter note. So here we go. Dotted quarter note delay. Pop it there. Pop it all. So nope, quarter note's too long. Let's get the 8th note. See how we go with that. So I'm just going to pull the amount down because it's just too much. I'm going to ping pong it. Cool, and we'll pull the feedback down a little bit. We don't want it to be delaying quite that much. We'll turn the filter on, and we're just going to filter that delay. Nice. Okay, now what else did we want? We wanted that delay on here. So we'll put about the same amount. We'll go -12 and -12 on both of them. So if I... Great. Okay, so here we go. We got the pluck. Let's bring the pluck in. Bring it up a bit more, just see whether we can get it really present. Now with this sound, what we've already done is we've already spread it. Okay, cool. So let's put a little bit of delay on this as well. See what happens. How does that sound in context? Cut the delay. Bring this in. Skip down here. We'll just listen. Ah, that's actually an alright volume for that. I can hear everything very present. Shaker could maybe come up just a little bit, but we'll come back to that. Now we'll bring this in, this lead as well. Now that's quite bright. We'll bring it down a bit and we'll give it a bit of delay. We'll come back and we'll listen to it again. Delay on that's really nice. Maybe we could try delay on this too. Might bring it down just a little bit more. Sweet. All right, we're slowly building the mix. We're getting a fuller picture. So I think we'll do the sweeps and the crashes and stuff right at the end. Now, if we bring up this, what do we got? We got drops. Cool, and it does have the effect saved on it. The effects are on here. Cool, okay. We'll keep the effects there, that's fine. Right, so yeah, let's just listen as the drops play and we'll adjust the volume a little bit if we think it's necessary. That one was, you know, fairly quiet. We'll listen for this one. It's not overpowering. And it creates that nice splash in the background of the track, right? We're building depth with that sound. And we want to be thinking about this. We want to be thinking about not only just having instruments in your face, but having instruments that really create that sense that something's really quite far away from you. All right, so I have gotten to about 25 minutes. I think I'll leave it there for this episode. We're definitely over halfway with building the mix. We will do more sort of EQ and stuff on things as we need to, and we'll check everything on the monitors as well once we're done, just to make sure that everything's completely fine. But that was a good episode. I hope you guys learned heaps. Building a mix, I find it really fun, and I completely just get carried away with the process. I really enjoyed the process. So hope you guys learnt a heap, and I'll see you in episode number 12. Episode number 12 will probably be the second last, so it'll be 12, and then 13 will probably be the final episode in this series, so not much longer. So thanks for watching as usual, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. See you guys soon.